over to YouTube. You see that? Let me turn that volume down. There we go. So we're on YouTube right now too. So this will be the last one. I just want to make that aware. Let everybody know that that's what's happening right now. We are going to go only real estate in the field on YouTube moving forward. So if this Facebook cuts out, which it might, I didn't charge my phone up, then I need you on YouTube, okay? So that's reisuccessacademy.com/YouTube. Go over there, jump on the YouTube channel, subscribe, be on that, because we will no longer be doing the in the fields on Facebook anymore. So let me give you a rundown of where we are right now. So we're at a house in Huntsville, Alabama, which is our coaching student, Jonathan. Say hi to Jonathan on YouTube.
Hey, Jonathan.
Hey, Jonathan.
Nice to meet you.
It's a delay, that's why you don't see it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So Jonathan has been in the coaching program just a couple of months, and we were just sharing his story over here earlier. He was able to find this deal within a couple of months, working with his coach. Amazing. This deal is not a typical deal that most new investors are going to run into. Would you agree?
I agree.
It's literally, we're talking $80,000 to $100,000 in remodel work. We got foundation issues. We got retainer walls that have to go in. We got French drains that have to go in. We got to push it all back in the back. I'm not going to take you outside, because if you look outside right now, it's raining. But look at that view, guys. I mean, just check this view out real quick. If you can see over my shoulder here at all, look at that view. This view is $1 million view. This view is when it's night, you see all of Huntsville lit up out there, the mountains, everything. I mean, that is a gorgeous view right there. And so that's a selling feature, right? That's a huge selling feature when it comes to these properties. Now, here's the good news. This property does need some work on the inside, not nearly as intensive as you might perceive a $80,000 to $100,000 remodel job to be. The ceilings, if we were to walk around and look up, the ceilings have cracks and damage. That's a lot of settling that's going on. Also, it's because of the roof. The roof, if we fix the roof, we fix the sheetrock, we'll fix that. So that's not a concern. If you walk in, this is the living area right here. So listen, while we're talking, I'd love to get some of your feedback. What would you do in here? What would be your ideas if you look around this? What would be some of the first things that you create or want to create or try to create in this living space? Obviously, this is an eyesore. We've got to do something with this. I would probably remove all of this brick over here. So for you guys that are trying to see on Facebook too, I would suggest all of you jump on YouTube because this is about to get shut off. I know it will. So make sure you jump on YouTube. This brick has got to go, guys. It's got to go. I know some of you say, well, I'll paint it. I'll paint it. No, you won't paint this in this neighborhood. If you're trying to get to that $100 a square foot in this property, then you need to make it a $100 a square foot property. And that's not going to happen by painting this brick. This needs to come down. This needs to get some nice stone work. The fireplace I could live with, but I need to get some nice stone work on there. If we look at the entry, and then we'll go into the kitchen, well, you can see some of the settlement right here, guys. Look right here. So you see this big crack right here? This is settlement. This is where this is moving away. And that's because of what we're talking about with the back here that I don't know if I'll be able to show you the back, but I'll try. As you move in here, I'd like to hear what some of your comments are for this area right here. So this is the entry door right here. And then the entry door walks into a little foyer. And then what do you have here? Oh my goodness, don't fall, it's a cliff, oh no. So let's see what some of you guys are saying. Are we flipping or going to wait? I might have missed it. Well, Diamond, you might have missed it. You might have. So paint. Yes, we definitely need paint. I'm messing up. Oh, I just ended the live show.
All right, I got a. I can see our comments here on YouTube.
Awesome. So we're back on YouTube. Facebook is done. I told everybody to jump over here. Hopefully they'll come back over and join us. So it's easier just to have one camera anyway. So one of the biggest things I'm going to tell you is when we walk in here is obviously we need what? We need a new door. We can't use this door. We've got to get to a new door. We got to change all this railing. We got to change all this tile. What's the other big thing that we got right here, right? I mean, look right there. That's like dangerous, right? So we got to get some railing put up, safety issues. We got to take that old lumber off and put a real railing up. Obviously, the red has got to go. This is not the disco era. As you can see, we still have the disco balls up. You guys probably don't see that out in California, do you? You guys don't get that luxury out in California. But simply, we've got to get a new door in here. We got to fix the tile here. All this carpet's got to get ripped up. We got to paint. This door leads out into the garage. The garage, if you want to look, we got to update this. But it's a pretty huge garage if you really think about it. It just needs to get cleaned out, cleaned up. We need to do some roof work in here. There's a lot of sheetrock ceiling. There's a lot of ceiling sheetrock work that has to be done. I'll show you something over here that'll probably scare the dough way out of a lot of you. So let's see here. Let me pull up a flashlight. See if you can pan down in here, Justin. Look at that beauty right there. You guys see that beauty? Look at that. That's beautiful right there, right? Beauty, beauty, beauty. So this is why these deals are such a good deal. First off, most people don't want to deal with them. Don't fall backwards, Justin. Most people don't want to deal with them. Here's why. They walk into something like this and it scares them to death. This is why I tell you all the time that I don't have a problem with the big jobs, because when you've done enough of them, it doesn't matter. And that's the beauty of it, because something like this for a brand new person like yourself who'd never done one, you wouldn't know where to start. You wouldn't know what to. It's a bit much. It is a bit much. But that's why you sell the contract, right? Exactly. You find somebody that knows what they're doing, you sell that contract off just like Jonathan's doing on this house. And tell them what you think you're going to be making on this house.
I should make 7 to 10, maybe more if people start
bid it up, right? Here's the thing. How long ago did you contract this?
Last week.
Last week. So within 7 to 14 days, you should have this thing locked down with a buyer and have a $7,000 to $10,000 check.
Yeah.
Guys, that's why we do real estate. So, all right, follow me up the stairs. So we know the entryway, what we've got to take care of. We got to paint. We got to get some molding up. We got to fix the doors, get the carpet. The railing's got to go up. We got to replace this railing. Oh, and there's the railings that went over there. All this carpet has got to go, and here's why. There's a couple of things that we'll see as we go down into the bedrooms. And number one thing that we will see is that it's hardwood all the way through here, except for this lip right here. It is absolutely difficult to match a 20 or 30-year-old hardwood floor up to a brand new hardwood floor. Which means that if we rip this carpet up and this is a nice floor, yeah, we can come through here and sand it all and stain it even if we can get the same oak, and I'll show you the oak that they're using back there to match it out in here. So those are some challenges that we have to think about ahead, not just, oh, it's got hardwoods, because if I come in here and lay some floor in here and then I got a big transition here, how am I gonna get $100 a square foot for this property? $100 a square foot property, people don't wanna come in and see obtuse, you know, like a switch plate that's old. They don't want to see that. They want it to look just like a brand new house. They don't want brass hinges. They don't want gaps in molding. They don't want stains on ceiling. They don't want old brass doorknobs. And they definitely do not want a transition strip moving from the rest of the hardwoods in this house to this living room. So this is what you have to think about. Is that going to cost us more? It's an unknown. It's an unknown. A rehab of this size, you have to understand there is massive unknowns. And if you don't have the financial capability and not enough equity in the deal to cover those unknowns, this is the type of deal that people get into and they end up losing them. Because they see the because this deal has about a $50,000 profit on the back end. They see the $50,000 and they go after it. The challenge is they don't measure for unknowns. They don't have reserves to take care. Let's say they budgeted at $80,000, it comes in at $95,000. Where's the other $15,000 coming from? That's the unknowns. That's the side of the equation that is where I always say you gotta get the training to learn how to do this. So that's an unknown that we have to figure out. We definitely gotta paint. We got orange and red, and I don't even know what they were doing in here. So we've talked about the brick. Come over here. Here's something else that me and Jonathan were noticing this morning or this afternoon when we walked in. I don't know if you can see this, But who can tell me what they've done here and what's wrong? Can you read their questions?
Yeah.
See if anybody can figure that one out. I know there's a delay on it. But I'll see what comes in from that. This is something I'm going to come back to you on. Other things is like the blinds have got to go. You know, this door, I don't know if I would keep this door in there if I'm trying to keep top dollar. I'm definitely not going to keep these plastic blinds up here. Here's the other great feature. We have a wooden wall blind. Look at this. This took some talent right here, you know? And it's going to take a lot of talent for a sledgehammer to take that thing down. But ultimately, I was hoping that some of you might say it already, and you might have. We're just moving over to YouTube from Facebook, so we're still getting the questions to come up. Is this whole area needs to be opened up. This needs to be removed. This wall needs to be cut back as far as we can get it. We might, if it's structural, we might have to put some type of support beam or a column in to hold that. But we got to open this up. For $100 a square foot in this, I mean, yeah, that view is going to sell it alone, but the view isn't going to just sell the whole house. We want $100 a square foot. $100 a square foot on this property puts this property at about $340,000, okay? That's where it puts it at. Now, is that on the high end? Yes. Could you go ahead and just list it for $320,000, $325,000 and make it work? Yes, you could. Got an answer?
Yeah, we have, they didn't want to pull in the full window, so they put wallboard in between to fill.
No, that's not true. But I'm glad someone's answering. I like that part. What we have here is we have storm windows on the inside of the house. They didn't want to put ladders and scaffolding up to put them on the outside, so they came inside and they screwed them to the inside. What? I mean, some of the stuff you see, right? All the lighting and fixtures have got to get replaced. Into the kitchen though. So inside the kitchen, we've got some work to do. Obviously, the idea is to open all this up, cut all this back, rerun this electrical, get rid of this wooden wall. I think I might save this. You guys think we should save this right here?
Absolutely.
You think so, John?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic. That's a classic piece right there. I bet I could auction that for $100. They don't make it like this anymore. So, same thing with that door. Now in the kitchen, you know, you won't hardly ever see me say rip out kitchens. But let me tell you this. This is a kitchen we just got to start over on. I mean, really. We really just got to start over on this kitchen. Here's why, because we want to give the effect of higher ceilings. We need to take out the top box, take these cabinets out. We need to build corner cabinets to the ceiling. We need to drop the rest of the cabinets down about 6 inches, put some molding around it. It'll give it that three-dimensional effect. We need to make sure we can get all the new stoves and gas tops in, and it has the dishwasher. But one of the things you'll notice it doesn't have, which most people in today's society wants, is what? Who knows the answer to that one? I'll see if you can't figure that one out if you just look around here. But the kitchen has definitely got to have cabinets. I mean, for this kitchen, you're probably talking $5,000 to $7,000 just in the cabinets and getting it. I mean, the kitchen alone, probably, if you take in the tile that's got to go on the floor, the appliance package, the cabinet, the granite, you're probably $15,000 just into this kitchen alone. 15, maybe 17,000 just in this kitchen alone, with everything. One of the things I don't like is how that refrigerator is over there. So that's a whole boxing situation that we have to put in. But one of the things that, you know, I think they're missing out on is they have this set of cabinets here behind the camera. I need all this gone. I'm going to take all this out because here's why. If I'm going to open up the family room, I can't even see the family room. And so it's got to go, which means that I have part of this wall that I can save which means over here I could put a little countertop, a little cabinet, some top cabinets. I could put my refrigerator in, I could build a cabinet on top, and then I could bring a cabinet panel wall down to the side, which would box the refrigerator in and give me another little shelf and give me some more cabinetry over here. So there's some cool ideas you could do, especially when you start a kitchen from scratch and you rip everything out. So let's go on back here real quick. Here's our bathroom.
We actually have a couple replies here.
What do we got?
Well, based on the kitchen, one answer was it doesn't have the counter space or the wide open studio feel. We got it needs a microwave.
Microwave, bing, 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 bing. You got it, man.
And a dishwasher.
The dishwasher is in there, so you just missed that.
Okay.
So here's what's going on in here is this bathroom's got to get gutted. I mean, it really does. We're not going to get this house to sell at $100 a square foot with this bathroom. So the tub's got to come out. Everything's got to come out. We got to build tile up the ceilings. We got to put a new shower in. We got to rip this out. We've got room here. I mean, we've got room that we could extend this and we could put a corner shower in here. And that's how we make more space happen in here. The other beauty of this is the other bathroom's just on the other side of this, which gives us access to be able to work both bathrooms at the same time. And I'm going to show you that. So, you know, when you rip this out, you start adding to it, you probably are another $3,000 into this bathroom. Now, if you're in California or you're in the Northeast, obviously just double those numbers. That's what I would say. We've got another bedroom inside here. The hard tile wet rooms. I tile foyers, I tile kitchens and baths and laundry rooms. So therefore, if we rip this carpet up and when the floor looks good, it saves us on that. We would just leave it as a hardwood flooring. We do have to replace windows though. We can't leave these windows in here if we're going to try to shoot for $100 a square foot on this property. I mean, you guys can see that this is getting kind of complicated. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on in this property. So, so come on back here. Here is the hardwoods. So this is what is underneath, and you can hear the echo already. This is what is underneath all that carpet. And so this is why I'm saying to you, it can get hard to match up, you know, a hardwood floor that's been in a house for 20 or 30 years, unless we sanded all of that to try to match up that in the foyer is what I was referring to. But it's got beautiful floors. It really does. We just might have to clean it up and clean the walls up. Get all the fixtures changed, get all the outlets and plugs and lights changed, get new windows in, finish out the molding job that they didn't do. Do some work in the closets. It looks like they were trying to make that an organized closet, but they didn't do that. Hey, and by the way, some questions you guys need to be thinking about as I'm walking through here. Number one, you already know that this property, the asset value is $340,000. The affordability index is about 325. So that would be what I would call the ARV on this, 3 to 325. So think about what you would offer as we're walking through here. I want two numbers from you, what you would offer on it, and I also want to know what you think the remodel cost would be on this type of property. So, all right, here's the master. And they actually went with a color that isn't so bad. But there again, we got windows we got to replace. We got windows. The doors being 6-panel is not that bad. The only thing that I don't like about it is that they have some cracks, but these aren't those new 6-panel doors you're buying down at Home Depot. These are actual wood doors, so that's great. They're not that pressed wood. I would definitely change out the bifolds into a mirror bifold to give it even more of a bigger look. I would do some work to this closet. Definitely. And then here in this bathroom, this is where I wanted to show you this. So this bathroom, I think was, and I'm not an architect, I'm not a designer, but I think it was done wrong. I think this wall needs to come all the way out. Back up for me. This wall needs to come out to here, okay? We need to bring this wall out. We need to put the door right here. And then from here to here, we need to have this as the linen closet. They have the linen closet in here behind this door right now. Come on in here. And so the linen closet is back here right now. And so I would push all of this down. And the reason that I would do that is because you can't see it from this side, but I would rip, come over here. I would rip this shower out. I would take all of this out. I would basically remove all of this. And what's the one thing that you notice is not in here is the tub, right? So I would create this whole section over here as a tub, shower, combo, tile, nice, you know, faucets. I'd make this look really good, which then opens up space over here. So what we have now is we have tub, shower, combo. I put a better vanity in here. I would rip all this tile out of here, leave the toilet here, but now behind this door, I have all this space that I would put like a makeup area, just like they did here. Except I would just take this and I would move it over here so that now they have a makeup area, they have a vanity, they have the toilet, and now this bathroom has a shower, tub, combo. And you know, just in case anybody needs one, we're gonna auction off this razor right here later, so you might want that. All right, let's back out of here. I feel like I'm in the bamboo lounge in there. All right, so as you can see up top, this is up top. There's not a whole, I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot. For some people, you know, this might be like a crazy rehab job that they wouldn't even touch. But there's some doors, there's a kitchen. The kitchen and the baths are the main remodel up here. If you think about it, it's the kitchen, the bath. We got obviously the standard stuff: doors, fixtures, lights, switches, plugs, outlets. We got some windows, but that's all standard stuff, guys. That's what I'm saying. I think for, you know, my number on the, well, I don't want to give the number. I want you guys to give me a number. What would you think it would cost just to remodel this up here so far? That's what I'd like to see. And while we talk about that, let's go downstairs. Because remember, what you've seen so far is this is a 3,400 square foot property. It's really a 4-bedroom, even though there's only 3 up here. There's another one that meets egress downstairs, and we're going to go down there. So this is like, this was the 70s happening place back here. You know, you'd come over to your buddy's house, you'd have some beers, you'd talk about how, you know, I don't know what people talked about in the 70s, but they talked about something, right? But this has got to go, man. It's got to go. Even though we have plumbing back here, I would do some plumbing. I'd leave the plumbing there, and I'd probably build a little bit of a bar area back here, but I wouldn't have an actual physical bar back here. I would just have what they call like a wet bar area back there. But this is great. People love basements. People love basements for teenagers, parties, gatherings, and that's what we have down here. We have a fully functional basement, and I called it a 4.2. It's actually a 4.3 because there's a bathroom down here that we're going to look at. But down here we've got this old paneling on the wall, so obviously this has got to go. This paneling's got to go. You can see where it's already warping. All that's got to go down here. We've got the identical fireplace down here as we had upstairs. So, and what you will also notice is down here, what we have is you see all of this right here? This is coming from, because on the other side of this wall is the outside wall. The stairs come down that, by the way, I fell down. I don't know if my butt's still dirty from it, but I was walking down the stairs and I told the camera guy and I told Josh, I said, you guys be careful on these stairs. And what happens to me? I go right down. So that's what's happening there. Poor ceiling on the outside. It could be a drain off. It could be a poor gutter system. There's a lot of things that could be causing that, which means that's why the outside's got to get taken care of as well. It will fix all this. So there again, we go back, we have sheetrock work, right? We have sheetrock, we have lighting work, we have a ton of stuff. So this down here, honestly, I would re-carpet downstairs. I would. I'd rip all this out and re-carpet it. I would take this opening out and I would just basically frame that back in for a wall. This is where the laundry room is. I don't think we have a light down here. If we do, I don't know where it is.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. So this is the laundry room. You can see they're using commercial grade carpet in there. I would just rip it all out and I would continue it out through here. I would put tile in there though, because what's one of the things I said? Tile all wet rooms, right? All wet areas need tile. So let's look at this one. They tried to start this remodel. Not sure what the mirror was doing down here, unless it was just for kids. But they started, and that's too bad. So we got to get some stuff done in here. We got to rip it all out. We got to start over. Personally, I wouldn't really go any more than a shower in here. I would still gut this thing though. I would gut it out. I'd put a corner shower in. I would build, maybe some shelving over here. I'd put a vanity in, get a new toilet, and I would spruce this thing up, but I wouldn't go like I would be doing upstairs. Tile down here, carpet in here. Here's the other bedroom. I couldn't get a light on in here earlier. Let me see if I can, there we go. So this is the other bedroom. Same panel walls we got to get rid of. Lighting, old lighting. The windows got to get replaced. Old fixtures. I don't know, are you seeing this okay with this light?
Yeah.
But they literally have no lighting in the ceiling. You notice that? Oh, there they
little
is.
square ones.
Does that switch work? Maybe I don't know what I'm doing.
No, it didn't work. I tried
Okay.
earlier.
And then this is the closet down here. Now this definitely needs some work. There's a reason, if you look around and see all this mold, there's mold around the edges down here, and over here in this corner. Because this wall is what I was talking to you guys about outside, and up here. You guys can see it firsthand right there. All right, so we don't have to hang out in here very long. We don't have to be in there very long. But just to help you understand why there's mold in there, right? That's what drives most people away. They don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to handle it. They basically run from it. And I'm okay with it because here's why. Pocket door. Here's why. Because mold can be mitigated. The secret to understanding mold is this, is if it's too big, you have to call a mediation company in to do it. If it's not too big, you can handle it yourself by simply cutting all the sheetrock out, putting it in plastic bags, carrying it out in plastic bags, concealing it, and disposing of it correctly. But you will not get rid of it if you don't fix the problem that's creating it. So hopefully if it's not raining too bad, I want to walk you out through the garage and give you a look in the backyard so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So let's take this journey. So we're going to go through the garage and then we're going to go around the back. We getting any good questions or anybody saying?
Yeah, we got a few here.
Yeah. I wonder if the Facebook people joined in over there.
Yeah, we actually have a pretty big audience right now.
Oh, great. I'm glad we have a big audience right now. All right, let's walk around. Justin, be careful. It's a little rainy, but we're just going to peek around the corner here. Okay, guys, we're not going to stay out here very long, okay? But you can see back here, this is what we call the Alabama Smoky Mountain foothills. So this is where the foothills come in. It's all limestone. If you pan over here, this is what's underneath all that earth, okay? And limestone moves constantly. That's why we have offsets. That's why you'll see these door frames offset. But there's no real drainage back here. The retainer wall that was back there is busted. You can see over here against the house, you see all that black? That black is where they've tarred it to try to stop the water from getting in. You see that crack that's going up that house? That is called a foundation crack. When the crack goes straight up or works its way up, that's foundation being moved, okay? When it's going vertical or horizontal, that's just settlement. It's moving back and forth, okay? But all of this has got to we have to dig all this out. We've got to build better retainer walls, cut trees down, and we've got to put French drains in. We've got to reseal next to the house. We've got to bring it up. There's a lot going on out here, and so that's why I bring that up. Let's go back inside. You guys, it's rainy, rainy, rainy. Oh. Rainy, rainy, rainy. So let's talk about this. This type of property is something if you're just getting started in real estate, don't try to tackle a deal like this. Let me just be very honest with you. You will lose your tail on this deal, okay? You won't have any understanding of all the missing ideas. I mean, for instance, let's just look at their laundry room. They moved it inside, but what did they have to do? They had to like create their entire ventilation system to get out of that room, where the original laundry room was where? It was here. This is where it was originally at, and they've changed it and they've moved it around. I mean, one of the best things that they could do is just, if you can see this, look, turn around and show them this lip. You see this lip right here? Literally the best thing that you could do is get that laundry room out of there and put it right here. Just get it in here. Get it out of there. You've got your piping and plumbing ready to go here. You've got your plug-in, and look what they've done here. Man, they have rigged this place up. This is their dryer plug. They took a dryer plug and ran a cord all the way around, created a junction box, ran it all the way over, and they're going down back into that laundry room. It's not even up to code. I'll promise you that. I mean, it's not. I mean, they've got all kinds of stuff going on. I mean, they've got plug-ins running an extension cord that's running around to create another plug-in that's then wired up. I mean, you hear that?
Yeah.
That's the roof leaking.
That's
That's coming in that room up there. It just leaked and came down on this floor right here. And that's why we heard it. So I'd like to have an idea what you guys think that remodel would cost. That's what I'd like to know.
Can we scan the comment sections on here?
Is anybody saying it?
I am.
It doesn't show up on here.
When you scroll down?
No. It just says live now. It talks about what's going on, but it has no comments.
I do have a question here from Ronald Plumley.
Ronald Plumley, how are you, sir?
I know you have years of experience, but as a newbie, would it be best to call a contractor to appraise the remodel work, or is there an accurate way for those numbers out by yourself consistently?
So, Ron, let me tell you this. I'm not a newbie, and guess what I'm calling for this job? A contractor. This is not, a go in, get your handymans out here, do the floors, do the cabinets, do some small jobs and get it on the market. That's not this house. It's not. This is a house that you're going to have to pull permits. You're going to have to get electrical permits, plumbing permits. I mean, it's a job, man. It's a job, right? That's why when you run your numbers, you've got to take into consideration of how long your money is going to be tied up in that deal. How long is it going to be tied up in that deal? Because now that you're involving the city and plumbing and electrical permits and construction permits, you're going to be in this longer than 4 to 6 weeks. This deal maybe even could get you around the 8 to even 12 week mark. You might be 2 to 3 months into this deal, which means that's money on the market, right? That's your money out there in the market. But yeah, you need to call a contractor even if you're seasoned on a job. Here's another reason. I don't want to be on this job, right? I don't want to be on it daily. And so I need a contractor that can be on it daily, that can manage it, that can make sure things are getting done correctly, that can give me bids and say, this is what it's going to cost, and then I can say, go to work. But just to give you an idea, most properties that I remodel for around, I remodel them for around $12 a square foot, okay? So, let's see here. If we take the remodel that this property needs, it's almost 30%, or it's almost 300% more. So that's something that you've got to think about when you're looking at a deal like this. So has anybody taken a guess on the remodel?
Yeah, we have one.
What is it?
Boucher said 180,000.
No. Well, it depends on where he lives. He might be thinking pricing in his market. If you're in California, yeah, I can see a $180,000 remodel. We're not in California though. We're in the beautiful state of Alabama where we get cheap labor. So, and our cost of goods sometimes aren't as expensive.
I wonder if that was his offer.
Was that his offer?
He just put 180,000.
You hear that? Let's go check that out.
Drip, drip.
Yeah. That's why I always like looking at houses when it rains.
There it is.
Yeah, that whole thing is wet. What you said? We'll go in here. Yeah, I mean, it definitely needs a roof. Did anybody else take a guess on the remodel?
We got 65,000.
Remodel?
I believe so. Dean says 65,000. Yeah. He's rehab cost 65,000.
No. Not even close, Dean. Because I think, unless they're just telling me on the inside.
Yeah, and Boucher said that the 180 was for remodeling.
Yeah, not in Alabama, Boucher. So here's where I'm at. You guys, I want you guys to start thinking about what your offer would be. This property will sell for $3 to $325 all day long. I'm very confident in that. To remodel the inside of this property, you're going to spend somewhere around $40,000 to $50,000 just to remodel the inside. Okay. To do the outside, the roof, the yard, the landscaping, we've got a tree hit by lightning. That's got to come down. We got trees in the back that got to get cut out. We have to literally dig that earth back, and we've got to build a retainer wall, and we got to get it away from the house, and we got to come down in the house. We got to put French drains in. We've got to rebuild this deck out here. We got to rebuild those stairs out there. You're talking another, and we have foundation work. You're talking another $40,000 to $50,000 on the outside. So the budget for a remodel this is going to be somewhere between $80,000 and $100,000. That's serious money to put out for a property. So the question is if you were only going to make $20,000 on this house, it's not worth it. It's useless. Why would you put out $100,000 in a remodel job to make $20,000 when it's going to take you for maybe 5 months to get this deal done? It just absolutely makes no sense when I could take $100,000 and in 5 months I could flip 3 or 4 houses and make $20,000 on it. So that's the other side of it. So when you look at deals like this, you got to really understand the profit, the potential profit, the time frame in which your money is going to be held up, and does it make sense? See, where a lot of wholesalers, and if you're watching this and you're trying to wholesale, where a lot of wholesalers go wrong is they look at the potential profit that the investor is going to make and they start jacking up their profits. What they're not thinking about is why they can't sell it then. Because the investor's looking at it saying, well, I'm only going to make 20, 25 on this deal and I got to put $100,000 into the remodel? Like, why would I do that? Next. And they're going to move on. And so that goes back to something I always say, like pigs get fed and hogs get slaughtered. And so you need to think about that, right? I'll never forget, years ago as a wholesaler, I had one of my mentors tell me that. He said, Zach, always leave enough in the deal for your investor to make enough money to want to come back and buy deals from you. And that is why I think that most wholesalers succeed. You know, I know a lot of them out there trying to make $20,000, $30,000 on a house and they can't sell them. So you got to think about that. So any other questions?
No, looks like we had a lot of people taking stabs at the rehab cost as you were.
Yeah.
That could be a delay there.
Okay. So now tell me what you'd offer on this. We could sell it for $323 to $325. We know we're going to need to put about $80,000 to $100,000 into this thing, and it will be brand new when we're done. Because you think about it, we're touching everything with that price. We're touching plumbing, we're touching electrical, we're touching roof, we're touching the yard, the decks, the house, a new kitchen, a new bath, a new bath downstairs. We're doing floors, we're doing tile, we're doing doors, hardware, hinges, fixtures, lighting, plumbing fixtures, outlets, plugs, switches, plates. We're touching it all. We're doing sheetrock work on the ceiling. Like, we're really, there won't be anything in here that we don't touch, right? So that's how you're going to sell this house, making it look brand new. So what would your offer be? What would your offer be? I can't believe we don't get any other comments on here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything come up here.
Maybe they're nervous. They're like, oh. No, I'm making offer. I'm not asking you to buy it.
Okay, we got Dean offered 65,000.
65,000 from Dean. He's trying to make a lot of money.
Got an offer for 130,000.
130,000. That's a good offer, actually. It would put me right out of this deal.
Boucher said he'd offer 320.
No, that's what it would sell for, Boucher. You wouldn't offer the same thing it would sell for.
Jamie said 185.
185.
We got an offer for 175.
175. Jonathan.
We got one for 120. Dan said 120. Mario said 110.
110. 110, 120, 130. Those are as your virtual coach. Those you offered 160, 170, 180, I wouldn't let you make that offer. You'd kill yourself. You would hate yourself in this deal. Those offering the 110, 120, 130, that's the range. You know, you could still do this deal and make money on it.
Okay, we got Boucher came back with 120.
120.
Bertha came in with 150. Talon 120.
120.
Got 225 here.
225, man. You're not even thinking right.
Ronald says he would offer 170. Ari the cat said 100,000.
100,000 cash.
Just says 100,000.
Oh, gotcha. 100,000. Okay, so listen, all of you that are offering between the 1 and the 130, that's the range you really need to be in it. If you want to make money from this deal. Those of you offering 150, 160, 170, yeah, Jonathan loves that.
Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, wouldn't hurt. But as your virtual coach, I would never let you make an offer like that. That would be insane. You would get in this deal and you would hate yourself. This is why you need a coach. If you're offering that much money on this deal, we need lots more of help. We need a lot more help. You really need to think about running your numbers and how that looks as well. So, hey guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. But listen, if you're serious about this house and you want to really consider putting an offer in on it, listen, I'm sure Jonathan would entertain anything that anybody puts in. Put a comment down there. You know, I'd love to talk to somebody. I'd make my offer. Here's where I'd be at on this deal. If you're serious now, if you're serious, put it in there. We'll reach out to you. I'm sure if it beats my offer, he might go for it. But I get first right of refusal, though. Right?
Right.
Let's shake on that. Ah, you see that? So anyways, from Zack Childress and one of my coaching students who got this beautiful deal, then that just says they're out there, guys. They're out there, they're out there, they're out there. I hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough in episode 2 of In the Field with Zack. And my guest today, Jonathan, is one of our coaching students who found this deal. And remember, we do this every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, we walk another deal. We walk another deal. We walk another deal. We want to see how you guys, come on, how you communicate. And if you like it and you love it, I may do it every week. But right now, we're going to do it every 2 weeks. So until next time, remember this. If you're on my YouTube channel and you're not on my Instagram, you need to be on my Instagram, Zack_Childress. And if you're not watching any of my Facebook live shows, you need to be on our Facebook Live. You need to go over there. You need to follow the page, like the page. We do a live show every Tuesday and every Wednesday. Tuesdays are our real estate talk shows. Wednesdays are our Dig Deeper show, where we're actually right now digging deeper with a credit specialist to help you understand how to rebuild your credit. Those Facebook live shows, we do them every week. You should be on them. If you're on YouTube right now and you're just watching us, go ahead and hit subscribe to this channel. Click the little bell next to that channel, and also go in your phone under notifications and turn on your YouTube notifications, so anytime I'm out in the field and we do this, you'll get notified so you can watch this from home, from the office, wherever you are, to be able to engage in how you should be looking at deals out in the field too. Zack Childress, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye now.